Guys, welcome to the PGL Bucharest NA qualifiers. We have Immortals finally going up against 5 Turtles. It is going to be a best of 3. It's going to be the only one that I'm going to be covering today. We have a lot of NA Dota. There's a lot of Dota going on right now. So let's get into it because we are only 23 minutes late. You know, it's not bad. It definitely could be worse. Lots of support hate. A whole ton of support hate. Oh my god. In the first phase, I was just casting City Dota the other day, and they all banned out offlane heroes first phase. Crazy to see the differences, but these guys are speed drafting also. What the hell is going on? This is literally the fastest draft I've ever seen. Clockwork Chen for Immortals, Tusk. Every support hero in the game is banned out, so, you know, you can't be too picky here. But, yeah, no one really knows the extent of 5 Turtles. Like, I mean, you can ask someone, hey, who's on the Immortals squad, and you know they may get it wrong and say Forev, but you know what, most people know Immortals should be the large favorites here. 5 Turtles are working with I'm not sure if I don't think Kenny and Gunnar are actually stand-ins. I think Boruto Uzumaki is the only one who is actually a stand-in here, and that is I mean, I just saw him play on a different team versus Immortals the other day, played an insane Sand King, like was absolutely nuts. And that's because Boruto Uzumaki is, well, I mean, the son of a great ninja warrior and all that shit. But he's also just known as way too sexy, if you guys prefer to know him as that. So he's been around the block. I think he's been a coach. Hasn't been on a team, like, in a playing capacity in a long time. But clearly he still has it. So, you know, just simple best of 3 here, guys. So let's get right into it. Chen is the early pick for the Immortal side. Clockwork and Tusk are, you know, whatever. They're a little bit more boring. Going to get that 4 position on the first pick. And judging by how many of those type of potential heroes are already banned out, certainly understandable to see teams kind of greedily pick up these heroes. Although with Immortals, picking up the Chen would mean that Clockwork is more likely going to be given over towards MSS, the new guy for the Immortals squad. Certainly is a veteran, veteran period, and is also just a veteran on this Clockwork hero in particular. So it definitely does seem like Immortals are going to look for a little bit of a different strat here. I haven't seen Immortals play Chen all that much. It's kind of been I hear that only some teams are willing to play at all. So, you know, Immortals trying to go for something a little bit different, and I can appreciate that for sure. Especially if they do think that they're a better team. Like, if you think you're a better team, don't waste your time, don't waste the enemy's time, don't waste our time, just go for the win very early. I'm not really sure if that's necessarily what's at play here for the Immortal side, but for sure it does give them that super early game power. And when you pick up a Clockwork specifically for the offlane, you're not really interested in going for a super late game type of strat. I mean, Clockwork doesn't do that poorly in the late game. He's not that bad. He's very utility based, but sometimes you need someone who's able to do, say, a little bit of extra burst damage, someone along the lines of Puck, or someone who can scale, someone like a Legion Commander or something like that. Clockwork is very early mid-game focused. So if you're not going ham in that stage with the Clockwork in the offlane, you're probably doing something wrong. And also, it's Immortals. I mean, that's just what they like to do. It's just part of their game plan. 5 Turtles, though. Not going to pick up any Turtle heroes yet. I guess Tide would be the only Turtle hero or something like that. But yeah, we got Tusk and we have Sand King. So, a little bit of stunning action. Definitely a good amount of CC that Chen is going to struggle with. Like, just if you snowball through Chen's creeps, like, that messes with his micro so much. Sand King, of course, I just got done singing the praises of Waitu or Boruto or whatever the hell I'm going to call him. Still haven't decided yet. Versus a Chen in particular, really nice matchups there. Very elusive heroes, kind of bulky heroes from the 5 Turtle side, though the disadvantage here is that they are both melee. And they are both melee going up against an Immortals draft that is looking like it might be a little bit more so on the aggressive side. So if that is the case, then 5 Turtles may struggle to actually, you know, make those tower defenses, make those early team fights happen simply around their tower if Immortals, again, are going for that very powerful kind of early mid-game type of play. The Omni banned out, actually. Seems like 5 Turtles thinks that's just a Clockwork maybe playing in a more traditional laning support capacity with the Chen in the jungle. It's great for me to see Chen because it's just like, oh, Chen, I guess he's going to the jungle. don't have to guess about that or anything. Immortals, though, wow, they're gonna ban out some of their own bread and butter here.
seconds
I mean,
remaining.
I'm pretty sure they messed up. They meant to pick up Tiny and Bloodseeker because that's what they love to play. But they're going to take him out. Bloodseeker for sure is understandable. Tiny can kind of plow through early game as well. But, you know, again, it's all these heroes that are able to bruise early on, that are able to kind of make some sort of tower defense happen.
Dire team pick.
What is going to be Immortals? Just going to be that Puck. I would imagine that's going to be going towards the mid lane for right now. Again, you see two melee heroes on the other end. You kind of want to pick up these heroes that have some sort of AoE, try to get those punishes out. And Puck is a great hero at doing that, period. But in particular versus Sand King and the Tusk, being able to jump in with a silence in particular, a very hard to miss silence, is such high value. Like Sand King and Tusk, if they can't cast spells, they are absolutely 100% useless. Coil is going to be a little bit more tricky to use, simply because Sandstorm, you could Burst Strike to, snap the coil, but it gets you a little bit of distance. Snowball just says, screw you, Coil, I'm out of here, and so are all my buddies. So, there is some downside here to having the Puck, but let's be honest. You pick up a Puck, especially third pick, not seeing all that much from your own side or from the other side, you're very rarely going to regret it later on. 5 Turtles, they've burned through a lot of their time. They were 20 minutes late. I'm surprised they have all this reserve time, actually. They're going to pick up the Coddle of the Light to go with this Sand King Tusk combo. So we have most likely Coddle Tusk as the supports. Immortals now going to grab the Phantom Lancer. Interesting. To some extent, a ban out from the 5 Turtle side could have been a not terrible pick for them. Just kind of get that with the Keeper and start spamming those lances. Okay, well, usually Phantom Lancer with Diffusal Blade is, picked up in response to a Medusa, because, I guess, to some extent, Medusa kills Phantom Lancer because of Stone Gaze, Mystic Snake kind of destroys illusions, and of course Split Shot, but to a more realistic sense, Phantom Lancer, Diffusal Blade, pretty good up against the Medusa. Now, 5 Turtles, they will have a good amount of space creation here for this Medusa, I would imagine. Immortals haven't really gone for a all-out turbo-aggressive type of pushing strat. Phantom Lancer and Puck, they can fight early on, but, Immortals probably will fight early on, let's be honest, but they're not really meant to go in and win the game at 25 minutes. So 5 Turtles, the name of the game right now is simply just to stall. That being said, they have a lot of ways to not get pushed, insofar as they have the Illuminate, they have the Snake, Shards. They have ways of clearing waves. That's not really an issue for them. The problem is that I don't really see a way for them to really fight. Like, if fights are going to happen 15 minutes in, Immortals, I want to say, are going to win it every single time. Sand King and Tusk are really powerful at fighting at that stage. Medusa and Coddle, they're kind of trash. If you're able to get on top of a Coddle, he's just dead. There's no real two ways about it. And you're looking at Phantom Lancer, a Puck, Clockwork, like these heroes that are meant, kind of designed to close that gap and get on those squishier heroes. So that is going to be a problem for 5 Turtles. They need some way to just hold the line. Whereas for Immortals, they just have to do their thing. Just play like you're Immortals, and they should have an advantageous matchup here. Still not really sure what's going on with this Clockwork Chen thing right now, but 5 Turtles will round the draft off with the Legion Commander. So it's I don't actually know who's going to be playing core here for 5 Turtles. I would imagine Medusa is going towards the mid lane. And Legion Commander is probably going to get some farm also, but towards the safe lane, perhaps? Is it Way2 played the Sand King the other day, so I'd imagine it's a Sand King on a 4 position. We got chat saying that's a position 1 Tusk, which is, I trust the collective knowledge of 3,000 some odd people more than I trust my own knowledge about Tusk and what 5 Turtles like to do, so sure, we might see a safe lane Tusk right now. Keeper of the Light Sand King is just such a clean support combo that doing anything else is a little bit odd. But the Legion Commander definitely can have a good matchup in a vacuum up against Chen, up against Phantom Lancer. Just being able to blow them up with the overwhelming odds, that's good times for the Legion Commander. They don't really have a ton of damage to dump into a duel to guarantee it, but if you smoke with the Legion Commander, Coddle, and Sand King, you duel someone, you set up that Illuminate, most of the time you're going to be able to get that kill. And Legion Commander, perhaps not to the degree of Puck, but is a hero that can get active early on and start actively fighting. Until we have a Razor pick for the Immortal side. So what is it going to be? Febby Chen. So it's an offlane Puck. Should be a mid Razor, yeah, and it's just going to be a supporting Clockwork. Just a support Clockwork by himself. I mean, a Clockwork that's supporting isn't really that odd, but with a Chen, it's a little bit more strange. Is Chen riding a Wild Wing? Is that happening right now? No, he's not. It disappeared. You guys see that? It actually just disappeared. Okay, I don't know. It happens. By the way, Sword is also playing for 5 Turtles right now. I'm like 99% sure that a month ago Sword was on an SA team. I have no idea where this guy lives, but he's like clearly just all over the place as far as the Americas are concerned. So we have a Razor as the last pick. I really don't see any way for the 5 Turtle side to effectively deal with the Razor. I mean, they are able to get on top of him pretty quickly, but the targets that he is going to have to link up are so easy to see. I mean, it's Legion Commander. If you jump in as Legion Commander, if you get linked, you're sad. Same thing for the Medusa. If you don't have a Force Staff or some way of getting out of that link, like Split Shot, wow, it's great ability until it actually doesn't do any damage. So, Razor pick, pretty much an ironclad one here for the Immortal side. I don't really see any way for 5 Turtles to really abuse this Razor pick on the other end. But first of all, let's see who's going to be playing what. Oh my god, look at the admin saying good luck, good luck. We got some balls of steel here in the Bucharest Major admin's room. Dubu is on the Chen. We got Febby joining him as the Clockwork. Now, this is a very, very heavy roaming-based support duo. Not really going to be babysitting the lanes, but Puck, Razor, Phantom Lancer, they don't need all that much help, so I think this might work out. QO is on the Phantom Lancer. We got MP on the Razor. And Storm Snout, I think. Mojo Storm Snout, if I'm correct in my Warcraft 3 lore. On that Puck. On the 5 Turtles side, they have picked up a total of 0 Turtles. Feels bad, man. We got Boruto, way too sexy, on the Coddle. Seems, I mean, I haven't seen way too play in a long time because he hasn't been on like a real team in a long time. But I seem to remember him playing a lot of Coddle back in the day. We got Jason on the SK. Boots first, note that. Sword, what the hell are these blue things? I don't know, but Sword always plays Legion Commander, and he's going to be playing it today. We got Kenny on the Medusa, and then Gunner is going to be going as the Position 1 carry Tusk, or at least it seems. I mean, I don't see anything that would indicate otherwise. Like, you don't go Boots first Sand King, then farm the lane. That just doesn't make any sense. So, Tusk in the Core 1 role. If he's going up against this Razor, man, good freaking luck. Like, you are just going to get your ass handed to you because you are a melee hero going up against Razor. I don't think I have to explain any more than that. Razor just kind of dumpsters every single other melee hero matchup with, I want to say, 0 exceptions. I can't think of any exceptions right now, so good luck, Tusk. I mean, he's in the safe lane, so it is maybe going to be a little bit difficult in theory to gank him, but oh, look at this. This melee creep is actually being teleported to safety because, you know, this place right here in the map is one of the most dangerous spots to be 6 seconds into the game. But this is the kind of shenanigans that have been discussed lately. You can do this, send the creep back, and then he's just going to be like, what the hell? I'm in my base now, it's time to go and fight. But then your creep wave is going to have two melee creeps, 1 range creep, and then your creep equilibrium, especially for this offlane, is going to be so much in your favor. Now, Tusk is a difficult hero to gank. That is for sure, especially going into the safe lane, because, I mean, this tower just offers him so much protection. But when you do have a Clockwork and a Chen who are going to be kind of hanging around this top lane, then it's so easy to actually dive. It will take quite a long time, simply because of the nature of Tusk. Like, you could just snowball. Whoa, what happened to my mouse there? My mouse just glitched the hell out. You snowball, you could go up into this area and then just kind of wall off this path with the shards. Like, you have many defensive options there. But you still will have not much cover. Oh my god, he's sending the entire wave back. You got 1 creep, it's like, guys, I'm coming. And this creep is like, oh, I'm getting out to safety. Do they fountain regen? Yes. Creeps do, in fact, fountain regen. There you go. So MP's lane is all sorts of messed up right now thanks to that Chen. It's going to cost him quite a bit of mana, but I mean, what's the alternative here? I guess you could start farming very, very slowly. You can maybe grab one of those Wild Wing guys, one of those Harpy ladies, and start spamming those spells. Maybe mess with this Medusa a little bit. You really have to be careful with that, though, since it is very likely that you end up pushing the wave very fast. If you do end up doing that, you got to make sure your positioning on those spells is very, very clean, because you don't want to end up using Chain Lightning and then having it bounce over to the creep wave. Like, that just shoves it way too far in. But over in the mid lane, do have the Phantom Lancer going up against the Medusa. I don't expect there to be a ton of action here. I mean, Febby and Jason are kind of chilling in the area. And for sure, Cogs is somewhat of a threat to Medusa, but that's not really going to be happening in a threatening fashion until this Phantom Lancer gets level 3, level 4. Ooh, Burrow Strike Snake. Now that is some value harassment here from the 5 Turtles mid lane. Top lane, MP with the drain. What the hell was he draining? Was he... what? I don't... okay, he was draining the Tusk because there was just no animation. That was weird. This is going to be aggressed upon to some extent. There's Illuminate here for the Keeper of the Light. If you can get level 2, I don't know, is shard spam really a thing? Like, I can't see that being all that effective. What I can see being effective, though, is Jason moving in from the south area of the map. Gunner is going to start beating down MP. Just a little bit of softening. They will find Dubu off to the side, and this Chen's in a little bit of trouble here. Burrow Strike through is going to land, and with the snowball, Dubu is probably going to be first blood, although Burrow just taking a lot of damage too. He will actually drop first. Dubu grabs first blood, and Gunner always linked up, losing 60, 70, 80 damage. Again, glitched as all hell. Plasma Field will cancel the salve. Febby did have a haster, and he came in pretty darn quickly, but I don't think he can get close enough to Gunner unless Hadouken. Oh, Flare to get vision. Oh, he got him. Dubu gets 2 kills, and yeah. No, he's not even going to lose the Satyr. Oh, Boruto's going to get chased out of the Plasma Field. Oh, he's denied by Febby. Dubu, you monster. What the hell, man? How did that last hit from the Coddle just do no damage? I mean, the Chen creep does have, like, that regeneration aura, I guess, but that is exactly not what 5 Turtles were planning. They did not expect for the Clockwork to come in there with the chair and just entrap the Keeper of the Light. I mean, he's a paper-thin hero. I think Chen is just slightly tankier, 680 HP, 1 armor. Yeah, it's a little bit tankier on the Chen side, but that was definitely an eager move there from the 5 Turtle squad. Again, you're going into a Razor on a level 3, level 4 basis. Like, you really have to get the kill on him very quickly, or else you have to get a kill on his ally and get out very quickly. Because if you don't, like, you're just dead. Like this, you can't do it, man. You hit him with a couple of... actually, the link was broken. Maybe they can kill him off, and I think they should be able to. 4 stick charges, though. MP is going to have some help here from Dubu, or at least will be threatening. Burrow Strike is there. No sticks used. They do land the stomp onto the Tusk afterwards, and he is in a pretty compromised position right now as Febby is in there with the tick, tick, tick. Not flare, because it's dodged by the snowball. But I think he's still going to go down, you know. It was a good play, I guess. Actually, Jason grabbed the bounty rune. He just walked in, grabbed the bounty rune, and left. So there's that. But they were able to kill off the Razor. Good management there from 5 Turtles, being able to break the link and then snowball back in. And 20 damage swing for the Razor. That is, even for just 4 minutes in the game, not really all that important. Bottom lane is, yeah, boring as all hell. Nothing's happening down here. All the action's up towards top. We got Febby Dubu wandering around and will find themselves a Coddle. Unfortunately, there's no way to actually get close to him. Coddle is one of the fastest heroes in the game. These creeps are not going to help out either. The only creep that you could actually get that will help out is going to be that troll with the net. Man, this link is just all sorts messed up. It's like dipping into the ground. I thought grounding a link like that was supposed to stop it. I don't know. Gunner's still in a lot of trouble here. He can maybe wall off some passageway with the shards, and he's going pretty deep. But then again, this is Immortals. Like, you can't expect them to not dive your ass. Oh, they found him. He's just going to try to shard and trap himself in the trees. Good attempt, but unfortunately not going to work out. And now they're all trapped back here, but it's fine. They'll survive. MSS, he may not survive, actually. He does have a regen rune, so if he's not going to die here, then he's not going to die at all. He's going to pop that and should be just fine. What's going on over in Midland? It seems like QO has a little bit of a CS lead over Kenny. That's not really going to be too much of a big deal for them. I mean, Phantom Lancer, you don't typically want to give him free farm, but Medusa's still farming well enough. Sword is going to get captured in the cogs. Does have a level 1 heal, as well as a level 1 Illuminate coming in. Febby's not doing all that much damage. The coil does land. Sword's doing quite a bit of damage, and Febby might fall here, but no, the orb comes through, and MS is going to jump to it. Onto way 2. One more shot. 3 HP, all calculated here from the Ninja Coddle. He's going to get himself out of there, but then again, Febby, he is going to make yet another rotation. 103 here on the Clockwork. Chug down the Shrine. MSS, you get nothing. Man, Febby, you couldn't wait like 10 seconds for your puck to come in? Come on, man. But this is a troubling state of affairs here for the Dire side. The big issue is that you're running a core 1 position Tusk, and I mean, he's getting a non-zero amount of CS. But that's not really high praise now, is it? So I'm not actually sure. It seems like a 1 position Tusk will be kind of okay running around with slightly less net worth. But still, you're having some significant issues in this top lane because this Chen and Razor combo just can't be stopped. Your mid lane is doing just okay. And actually, well, Febby's taking control over that mid lane right now. QO is just going to jump into the jungle. So Immortals are getting, in general, just a hell of a lot more farm on more important heroes than 5 Turtles right now. Tusk going towards the safe lane, I can't say I've seen it before because I just haven't. But I'd imagine once you get level 6, maybe level 7, then you kind of want to just roam out and maybe with this Legion Commander, maybe without it, try to get some substantial space for your Medusa. Stack situation, there are a handful of neutrals being stacked up here, but Kenny right now is not having a great time. His tower is being pretty aggressively pushed by a dominated Siege Creep as well as a Wild Wing Ripper. From the back, it's Febby. He's caught himself a Medusa. QO is very weak right now. Will Doppelgang kind of jump over those cogs. Wasn't even needed. Dubu is getting chased down. Coil does snap. He's trapped, and he will go down. The Coil is going to snap onto 2 heroes, actually, but they do get the duel onto the Clockwork. Bro Strike onto 2. Now Tusk going to come in. Febby and MSS both going to fall here, as 5 Turtles will bring in all 5 of their turtles and make a pretty nice turnaround play. Immortals sticking around for a little bit too long there. I mean, you could definitely lose the Chen. The Coil was in a good spot, but QO starting that fight off at like less than half HP. The fact that Razor just didn't want any part of that. Take a 5v3.5 fight like that, and it's a pretty easy win there for the 5 Turtle side. A much needed win for them as well. Again, you're running this Tusk, a hero that typically just doesn't scale all that well, especially in the safe lane. Though you do have a Medusa, you gotta make sure she's getting safe farm. Gunner's gonna get hit with an almost full damage plasma field. Doesn't do all that much damage though, and now he's linked up. Will shard wall off, and that's what I was talking about. Like, it's very a defensible position here for the Tusk, but still MP has a absolute S-ton of damage, and that will just go to work on this tower. I don't think they can actually get it, but they will get MSS. Okay, that's a dual wins for Sword. Jason getting his hands bloody a little bit as well. Already has the Tranquils. Should now, with the wand, be considering going for that mobility item. QO in the meantime, looking for a second tower, and it's not going to happen. Denied. Pretty sure that was fortifiable, because 5 Turtles just lost their top. Just, you know, why fortify and stall when you could just deny it straight away? I guess that works out. But still, this is somewhat of a concern here for 5 Turtles. Blink Dagger on Sword is going to be a really nice pickup as far as buying themselves a little bit of room on the map. But these towers are dropping mighty quick. Kind of what you would expect from a Chen draft. And Gunner is going to be bouldered. Wow. Wow, 125 damage. Wow, that did so much damage. Yeah, I mean, the towers are dropping. The Medusa is going to be more and more difficult to create space for. And that is somewhat of a concern, especially once the Diffusal Blade comes up on QO. Level 8 on the Phantom Lancer, a decent amount of net worth, and this is okay. Second place is just decent. MP gonna get Bro Struck. Link is out onto Sword. Illuminate can hit him pretty hard. He's gonna get sent back to the base though. Now the duel goes off onto the Clockwork. Once again, he's gonna be picked off by Sword. Dubu will try to TP out. Burrow Strike from Jason does land just in time. Orb comes through though. MSS is not gonna jump in. And thinks, yeah, it's probably not a good idea. If Coil still did damage, that would be a much better idea, but it doesn't. And Immortals lose 2 heroes. 5 Turtles are rotating a lot of heroes into these scenarios, and it is what they have to do, and it is actually working out pretty well for them. As long as they're getting these kills, getting Sword accelerated, of course towards that Blink Dagger, Sand King, pretty much the same exact thing, then that is exactly what they have to be doing in this type of game state. The question is it enough? I think it is enough. They could continuously take fights that look very similar to what just happened. Were they able to just kind of stop Immortals cold in their push, get a handful of kills, and not lose anyone? Like, you don't even need to kill off important heroes. Like, Febby dies, Dubu dies. Like, it's not a huge deal there. Jason is going to Burrow Strike out of there. Easy escape from that hook shot. You don't have to kill super important heroes. You just have to get some acceleration to your own farm through killing off the opposition. they can make that happen again, and they do have a duel with the Blink Dagger soon enough, so it seems very, very realistic. Then I can see 5 Turtles getting a little bit of extra space for this Medusa. Currently, she's not doing terribly in the farm department. MSS, though, going pretty hard for Gunner. Misses the orb, though. Does scout the Medusa with it. MSS will get sharded in. Yeah, the sigil is in the air, but I don't think it actually do anything. Here comes Dubu. Looking at Jason over in mid with MP. Still not with the... Oh, he's actually going to burst strike in. There is no boulder. He's going to try to TP out, but there's way too much damage there. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Burst striking into the Chen creeps. I don't know, man. Swords does have not a sword. It's a dagger. He's just waiting for Febby to show up in mid, and Febby's like, I know Sword is here. I'm gonna wait for him to show up so I can gank him. And ultimately, no one sees each other, and then they just walk away. Exciting and exhilarating gameplay. Again, for 5 Turtles, they do have to make some plays here. I mean, ultimately, their game plan is going to be hold the line, make sure you don't die, make sure Medusa gets farmed. At the same time, sitting back, they're not going to be sitting back. Smoke, there's a lot of Radiant Vision here. I didn't actually see where the smoke happened. By MSS movement, it looks like they may not know about this, though. Febby's chasing down for Boruto. He's going to see one too many heroes. Now the blink, no duel. Burst Strike, though, and Snowball, and duel. Should be enough to get them a duel win. Oh, God, that Walrus Punch. Yeah, the clockwork is pretty dead here. And that, ideally, for 5 Turtles, should be happening every 40 seconds. Gotta make sure that Sword is able to get those pickoffs. Slow down Immortals as much as possible. Killing off the clockwork to farm dual damage, that's great. They would also kind of like to get on top of this PL, but QO has been very kind of PvE on this Phantom Lancer. Kind of unorthodox for the player. Usually, like, if shit's going down, QO is going to be the first one to start fighting. But hey, Diffusal Blade, I hear, is pretty good up against Medusa. And hell, it's pretty good up against Sand King as well. Like, this hero isn't really super... he's typically pretty mana-starved. A couple of Burst Strikes and usually just tapped out. And he doesn't have a soul or anything like that. Burst Strike lands onto 2. Now here comes the Epicenter, as well as the duel. Hand of God is going to be used. Razor, I don't think he's being sent back to the base, though. No, he's being sent back in by the Dire. And that's going to be an easy 2-kill. Dubu and MP fold. 5 Turtles collecting the kills, this time on a hero that matters a little bit more in the Razor. Man, that was a very, very clean setup. And Sand King, 800 gold, 30 damage. Did Sword... Did he just not get the... Okay, he just didn't get the dual damage there, whatever. 5 Turtles are doing exactly what they need to do to play around both this draft of Immortals as well as make sure that their own draft hits its peaks in power. It's going to be Tusk hitting level 10, 14 minutes in. Not that bad at all. He's going to be going for Shadow Blade. Can he actually... I mean, he probably assassinate maybe some of these heroes. Chen, though, with this medallion is going to be really hard to actually kill off with a Tusk. I mean, he does a lot of damage, but Chen is most of the time just going to have this Valor effect not applied to anyone, so all the armor is going to be on the hero himself. Clockwork doesn't have a ton of armor, but he does have a lot more HP. So, yeah, might be a little bit difficult for Gunner there. Especially since QO has yet to really start playing the game. Now that he has Diffusal Blade, he will be more willing to actively engage with the 5 Turtles side. 5 Turtles are still not in a position where they're looking to fully fight. Medusa just now picks up her Mask of Madness. Net worth-wise, she's doing pretty darn well for herself, but like her farm right now is not really relevant. It's the question of whether or not 5 Turtles can keep her with this farm rate for the next 5 minutes. If they're able to do so, then yeah, Medusa's gonna have a killer time. If they're not, well, you might have some issues once Immortals start to put some fights together. We haven't really seen Immortals fight on a very large-scale engagement. I mean, the fight that happened up towards here where the Chen was trying to TP out here and then the Puck showed up, it's like, you know, they were kind of trickling in. Up here, that engagement that we just saw, that was just 2 for Immortals, while the rest of their heroes were off farming elsewhere. When shit really hits the fan, it is going to come down to how good are the snowballs, how good is the Burrow Strike cast. Does Illuminate land onto anyone? Is Medusa there? Yeah, these are questions that we won't quite have the answer to yet. Looks like Sword, based off of his time in the playing for those SA teams, has learned the art of the game pause. It's a real tradition down there, guys, in case you don't know. You gotta have some pauses. So a little bit of taste from down south here in our quote-unquote NA game. What else we got? What does Puck have? Anything? Yeah, that's a full veil. Razor just picked up drums and is going to go for an SMY. Does have the bulk portion of the Sange lined up already. Just wants to survive. As well he should. These items look like, yeah, these are pretty aggressive early timing-based items. Especially QO going for a Diffusal Blade straight into a Blink Dagger. Immortals are not super interested in drawing this game out, and they really shouldn't, even though Phantom Lance with Diffusal Blade is pretty good up against Medusa. He's definitely much more comfortable just straight killing her early on with this power item in the Diffusal Blade. Again, as long as he doesn't get hit by like a Snowball, Burrow Strike, or Epicenter or something like that, then he should be just fine. Dodging the slam from the Roshan, easy game. Everyone else going to come right in. 5 turtles, they may suspect this, but first of all, they'll see Febby. Walrus Punch immediately, Burrow Strike straight after. Clockwork is super dead. But you know what? That's okay, because this is a little bit more important than a random Clockwork dying. It's going to be QO grabbing a double life. Yes, Roshan was just taken. And these items are being lined up here for the Immortal side. Again, as Chen, you can kind of angle yourself towards a little bit more of a late game type of style. Just try to get some farm going, but you know, just judging by how much the Chen has been fighting, judging by his item build, Medallion first into a 4-staff, like these aren't bad items to go in towards the late game with, but for sure you want to be pushing aggressively. And speaking of, Jason just uses his Burrow Strike. He's going to do and try to survive for a little while longer here. Dubu does not have any dust. Jason is going to get lanced and nuked, but not enough. Where are Dubu's goons? There are no useful goons here. Sword is going to... Actually, Kyo gets hit with a full Illuminate. They do see Sword. That was not stealthy at all. But he has an Aegis. You can still get dual damage off of picking off an Aegis. Like, as long as the hero is off the map and, you know, you kill him off with an Aegis or even a Skeleton King, Wraith King reincarnation, then you do get the dual damage. Not exactly ideal, though. You don't really want to do that if you can avoid it. The tower is going to be just bulldozed here for Immortals, and they are looking for a little bit more. Chen's Goon Squad now a little bit better with something that stuns in the Golem. Get the Satyr as well. Satyr, this is an okay mob here for the Chen. Really needs to make sure that he doesn't get insta-gibbed. Speaking of insta-gibbed, Puck is going to find himself a Sand King. Hookshot in now from Febby. They do have detection this time, and the Battery Assault is just going to destroy him. Jeez, Veil Battery Assault. You don't get to see that all that often, but man, does it do some damage. Gunner v Febby now. This is going to be the Battle of Century. Okay. Well, they're not going to fight. Why do we always have to be fighting, guys? Sometimes we just have to, you know, let bygones be bygones and just go our separate ways. Pacifist Dota. Why fight when you could just, you know, make love, not war? Alright, Dubu's got a serious Goon Squad now. Bottom lane, for some reason, Immortals see that they have a whole bunch of towers to take down here, so they're just going to get into position. Sand King not quite at his Blink Dagger just yet. Sword does have a Blade Mail. Really powerful item up against a Razor or a Phantom Lancer. And of course, they do have the Coddle, so his ability to just nuke down these creeps, not something that Immortals can really answer. They really don't have many heroes that really ever would like to build a pipe. And situationally, for sure, on the Clockwork and the Chen, but not going to be rushing that. Febby does not have a hookshot. They do jump in. Coil onto 2. This is under the Shrine, though. This is going to be really difficult. Silence was off at 2, and they can get hit with the Blinding Light. Kyo's just going to charge right in towards the back lines, ignoring everyone simply because he has that Aegis. Walrus Punch goes off into an illusion. That was not ideal. And they're just forcing everyone else from 5 turtles to back out. Sword, though, hit with that Diffusal Blade. Slow is going to go down as MSS does jump in, and they pick off the Sand King as well. QO is in, and when QO goes in, he goes in, man. Straight onto the Coddle. Gunner is out of mana, and QO, he does have a Blink Dagger as well as another slow effect here from the Diffusal Blade, though. Doesn't seem like he wants to go that far. QO has learned Restraint, it seems. Going to blink away from the Snake. Also has a Doppelgang out, which will dodge all that damage, and of course the Mana Drain. It's going to be a pretty classic Immortals play. Dive way in. Get 3 kills, and probably get this tower as well. Actually, Razor switched up for the Dragonlance. Don't mind that. A similar enough item. QO just dodging all of that shenanigans here from Kenny. Kenny, though, is losing mana very rapidly. At least does have an item now in the Hurricane Pike. Great item to have up against that Clockwork, but perhaps more relevantly, a great item to snap static links from the Razor. If you can make that happen, then yeah, Razor is going to be hitting like a kitten in that fight. 116 damage per hit with Razor, it's kind of eh. He's going to find Sword, and with all these illusions, QO is actually going to take a lot of damage here. He does have some backup. Febi's going to hookshot in onto 2, Orb coming through, but it'll all be dodged by the Snowball, which is going to go in towards, I don't know what that was, but they're still going to hit with a 3-man coil. Blinding Light going to give them some space, and the Aegis is picked off here on the Coddle, but there's not much fighting power here for 5 Turtles. They're just all getting annihilated one at a time, and now Gunner might just be the last, as MSS does have a blink forward, Waning Rift for the kill. QO ready uses Blink Dagger, can't chase for any more. They do pick off the Aegis of the Phantom Lancer, but don't get anything else. Do they get dual damage? No, they don't even get dual damage. Still at plus 30 here for the Legion Commander. You can see this timing on Immortals is so harsh. Like, they have itemized exactly for this stage. They've drafted exactly for this stage. This is pretty much what their entire game plan was. We're going to take a, kind of a slow, average early game. But once we get our handful of items up, namely Blink Dagger on Puck, get the Diffusal Blade on the Phantom Lancer, get whatever stat items you want on Razor, then you just go ham, man. And 5 Turtles, again, I mentioned earlier, like, it is somewhat important what Medusa had 5 minutes ago, but it's more important to see what she's getting in the next 5 minutes. Still on top of the net worth chart is pretty damn impressive. She just hasn't been really involved in these defenses, so Kenny's been able to avoid most of the fights and therefore avoid most of the deaths. Still is farming very rapidly, but everyone else on 5 Turtles, they're pretty much getting screwed over every single engagement. Febi is in a lot of trouble right now. Duel, there it is, and there's the kill. 44, easy damage for the Legion Commander. And this like gap we see between Medusa and her allies, I expect that to only grow moving forward. Like, it's not that easy for these 5 Turtles heroes to farm. Is Battle Fury Tusk a build? Is that a thing that people do? I don't think it is. Dire Scan gonna stay green there. So it's all in on that Medusa. And again, facing down a Razor and a Diffusal Blade Phantom Lancer, that is a tough sell for just the Medusa. She's gonna need a lot of help here. 7k behind, 5 Turtles do still have the ability to take team fights because they do have a Sand King, they do have all this massive pick-off power from the Legion Commander, and perhaps the most important ability moving forward, I mean, as far as the fights are concerned, going to be that Blinding Light, making sure that Razor and Phantom Lancer struggle to hit their targets. Snowball just completely disappeared with Puck. Dude, why is Tusk such a buggy mess? Seriously. Gaben, fix that. But yeah, the Snowball. We saw it earlier, saving a couple heroes that were in the cogs. If you can dodge any amount of the Puck combo, then you're going to be in a really good spot. Sword is going to look to root out this little fairy dragon. He's going to find himself a little cache of Chen creeps. He's going to be like, no, F that. We're not fighting those creeps. We're leaving. Jason will fight them. Here we go. Now this is the battle of the century right here. God damn it. Never mind, I guess. Dude just doesn't. He's just going to leave his creeps down there. In the meantime, QO is he's on business time. He's going to get right on top of this Medusa, start draining her mana. Again, he's no commitment. Actually, no, full commitment with a hookshot in straight towards Kenny. The jump in duel in the middle, but the static link is there with the Burrow Strike on top. Sword's going to get the win, but will lose his life for it. Stake and bounce through. MP getting hit pretty hard here as MSS jumps a 3-man coil. Again, the Medusa is in this fight, and she doesn't want to be. She's out, so will Way 2. Ultra kill for MP. Here comes Jason with the Blink Dagger Epicenter. Will do a little bit of damage to Febi, a little bit of damage to the Chen as well. Cogs are up, and Febi's maybe going to protect Dubu's escape path out of here. And it looks like he will survive as MSS is going to jump right back into the cogs, and Febi survives. Thank you, Solar Crest. Fair and balanced item, Febi. Got a Soul Vessel himself back up to a decent amount of HP. No, never mind, is actually canceled by the Caustic. But 5 Turtles lose absolutely everyone. Dubu's Goon Squad, I don't know what happened to it. Has a siege creep here. I guess that's something. This push is going to be glacially slow, but for 5 Turtles, they die back on the Sand King. They have to buy back on the Medusa. And they still lose that tier 3. In no world is that a win for the 5 Turtles. They do pick off the Razor, do get the Phantom Lancer as well. So at least they don't get completely shafted. But this is still far from ideal. That Medusa just, man, losing all that mana that quickly. Even with a decent Epicenter, some decent counterplay, some decent disengage from the 5 turtle side. The fact of the matter is, if your coddle isn't there before the push actually happens, then it's going to be really difficult to actually stop that push. You need those illuminates to, first of all, kill off the creep wave, obviously. Second of all, just try to hit it onto a handful of heroes, soften them up. Just a single illuminate on a hero like Phantom Lancer, and already he's questioning whether or not he should jump in towards that fight. Or at least most Phantom Lancers will. I don't think QO will. He's going to be like, I hit with an illuminate, I'm going to go in and get some revenge. I don't know if that's exactly what he thinks, but that's kind of how he plays. Taking you into Mike Loris's thoughts on QO's mindset. We can go deeper, guys, and rest assured, we will go deeper. We just have to ask the chat what they think about what my opinions are about the mindset of Phantom Lancer. And I think that's the final level. That's the bedrock right there. Oh, they're gonna find the Razor, dump everything on him, and the Coil's not gonna do all that much because, again, this snowball, but they're gonna go into a really rough spot here. The Sanky's gonna be like, F that, I'm out of here. Unfortunately, Legion Commander and Gunner both don't have that luxury, and they're gonna get picked off here. MSS with these Coils. Oh, Febby, Cogs. Oh, he didn't know he was there. And he's not gonna be able to get that kill, but hey, you know what? They'll be happy with that because they can also get Roshan. This is the second Rosh. This is almost going to give QO his full heart. And at that point, man, you got to invest literally everything to kill off this PL. Smurf's got some serious tankability, especially with that Solar Crest, especially with that Hand of God. Poor Rosh. I don't know what he did to deserve this. But he is going to go down again. No reaction here from 5 turtles. Medusa's farm has pretty much stopped. And obviously she is building towards that Eye of Scotty. But Ultimate Orbs, it's a kind of a balanced value item. They're pretty damn terrible. Like, as far as cost effectiveness is concerned, Ultimate Orb is like on the bottom. So you never really want to be holding Ultimate Orbs, but at the same time, it's a necessary evil here for 5 turtles. They have to go for these really fat item Medusa. They have to plan around that late game because there's simply no other alternative for them. There is no alternative strat here for the 5 turtle side. Especially now that all of this map control and all this kind of power has been established here for Immortals. 5 turtles can smoke out as 5 to pick off 1 or 2, but Immortals are more likely now going to be grouped up. And if you do get into a fight as 5 turtles with 4 heroes, not your Medusa, into Immortals 5, like, you just lose the game there. Heavy risk and not much prize. 58 damage on the Legion Commander. Again, not doing terribly. Legion is, with that Blade Mail, able to isolate heroes like PL and Razor pretty easily and return some pretty good damage, but Heart now on the Phantom Lancer. I don't think Legion Commander can duel him and win. Even with, like, all the illusions of Phantom Lancer also hitting in for all those Moment of Courage procs, like, that can only do so much. There is a cooldown on Moment of Courage. Can I see it? Yeah, 1.3 seconds. Obviously, everyone knows that the cooldown is 1.3 seconds. Kyo is just gonna go in, man. He's like, I see a hero to kill. I'm gonna go kill him. He's gonna get hit with the Walrus Punch, Burrow Strike as well, and then just zip out of there with the Doppelgang. And, yeah, just give him a couple seconds and he'll be at tip-top shape. Classic QO plays, but hey, you know what? The end result is they get melee racks. They are able to take out the Sigil. That's a good 120 here for MP, and QO just like, don't tell anyone I'm here. I'm regenerating. My Heart of Tarrasque is working. I just blink to the south. He's still in the base. He's literally just like moving in the enemy base. This is no respect at all. I tell ya, QO always gets no respect. No respect at all. Dude, look, this one-man army actually just by himself driving away the entirety of these 5 turtles, who at this point really do need to start turtling, like, for real. But QO, like, he just doesn't give a shit, man. He is kind of low on mana, which is kind of unfortunate. Oh, hookshot in. They found someone. It's going to be Sword, and he is going to take a lot of damage, but he will get force tapped out. Coil goes off onto 3 on the side, and Razor is going to get petrified. Static Link is broken, but he has cheese. There is no way they can chain stun him enough to prevent him from getting that cheese off. If he wants it, he'll get it. They will snowball back in, dodge a lot of damage here. MP is going to be able to chow down on that delicacy, and QO as well still has that double life. Kenny's running low on mana, has to go all the way back to the Fountain. Sword is going to return to the fight, but he actually has no targets. He's going to get whipped down by MP. Even with no damage stolen, are you serious? Kenny's going to chase down by Febby and MSS. Who else do we have? We have someone down here. Jason, what are you doing down here? He's dying. He's dying. There it is. Triple kill for the Razor. And for 5 turtles, hey, that's actually everyone, because QO, with the heart on his Smurf army, is going to be diving the fountain as QO does. It's going to be GG, well played, and 5 turtles are going to lose this game to this devastating Ehon timing of the Immortals draft. Again, this is exactly what Immortals heroes and items are supposed to do. Make that huge timing push, establish that control, and that is going to get them a victory here in game 1. Now for 5 turtles, definitely a couple of problems here. I think that safe lane Tusk, I mean, I'm not really sure about that one. You need a lot more fighting power if you're going to actually run a Medusa up against this type of draft. You got to make sure to fight to be able to fight 4v5, get that Medusa that space to actually farm up. If that's not going to happen, you're just not going to win the game, especially against a team as seasoned as the Immortal squad. But you know what? We got ourselves a couple more chances here. Guys, I'm Mike Lohr. It's been a pleasure casting these games for you guys. Don't go anywhere. Game 2 is going to be right around the corner.